$50,000 to start it up. My team, I just want to thank Ms. Phyllis, Peter, and Doug for all helping me to open and start my business, because this is the first time that I've actually taken a step forward into building my business, and thank you guys for your help. And I also want to plan to create my own team, of course, to be professional, well-groomed, clear communication, practice good customer service skills, and have integrity. And of course, I will have myself, the accountant, the lawyer, my guards. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Questions, comments, and feedback. Please go ahead.
Any questions?
I'm sorry, I have questions. I was trying not to be the first person again, but I noticed that you, right there at the end, you skipped over your mission statement. Your mission statement is what is going to give you confidence, so you want to make sure you put that out in the forefront when you start to let everybody know what your position is in your business. And then the other thing, but you already answered it at the end. I just wanted to know if you had a team already, but you said you're developing a team?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And you want to put contract negotiation on that?
Yes. Okay.
You're welcome.
I know you are a little nervous,
I am.
and that's okay. But what are you going to do to change that?
Practice this more. Practice this more. And be confident within myself. Because being that I don't do this a lot, I'm in my head. So being that I'm in my head, I can't think how I need to think. So if I continue to practice this, I'll be better.
You did good. And something else I wanted to add, you gave a story about your grandmother's situation. Sometimes it helps when you do presentation, open up with that story, with a strong story, because then your feelings will come out, and you know, people can draw to it, like right away you catch people.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments, questions?
So one thing to think about, what caught my eye when you talk about the big security companies and you're more hands-on, is maybe trying to think about, you can work with these guys. People love taglines, catchy lines, right? Your personal security is personal to me, and then your company name.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
That way, because
Public
what you
security.
just said was it wasn't personal to them.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman that presented the health and fitness, same thing. It's not personal to them. You know, your personal fitness is personal to me. So people love taglines.
Okay.
But it's easy to remember. It's simple.
Nice.
I can't remember your company name, but what was that again? Oh yeah, let me look that up.
Like cover security, covering all your security needs.
There's something simple, easy to remember, but I think you want to go somehow where it turns it back to, wow, that's an interesting tagline. Why'd you get that? Because your personal security is personal to me.
Right.
You know, you have an issue, you call me, here's my personal number. You look them in the eye. Your safety is my top priority. Wow. I want to hire you because the others are numbers.
Right.
Here's
Right.
the person.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Any other? Please
I would
go
just
ahead.
like to make a comment. Good job. I can tell
Thank
you're
you.
nervous, but it's a clear concept. It's easy to understand what the value proposition is there. I would make a suggestion that you kind of maybe videotape yourself or record yourself and try to swap out anything you say that I'm not used to presenting. I don't have a customer yet. Swap those out of saying, I'm practicing presenting. I'm getting better all the time. I'm working on getting customers. Swap out anything that's in the negative in the now and declare what's happening, because it'll give you more confidence when you're speaking that. You don't want to plant seeds of anything negative. The world's experiencing anything negative. So when they're coming to hear a presentation, there's a little bit of wanting to hear something positive. So we don't want to hear someone come up and say that in the future.
Okay.
But this is a safe space, but just a note. It's a subtle thing because you're very humble and all that. And but in business, you got to walk out like a lead boss, right? Because people are putting their money down on you, and they need to know that you're not timid to take it. Like, I'm hiring you, I'm putting money down on you, and you're being like, done, I got it. right? Lady boss.
Thank you.
Nice, Karen,
Yes,
what?
ma'am.
I also love that you made it about them in your comment about it's gonna save you money because you can meet your contract on time.
Yeah.
That's gonna hit somebody right in the heart, so, you know, touche, you did, that was really good, I really enjoyed your presentation.
Anything else? Great, thank you much again. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more presentation. Rita? Okay. Nicely done.
Okay, good evening, beautiful people. My name is Sharita Davis, and I am owner of Roses from Concrete, Public Relations. If you have a hard time hearing me in the back, you can look at the screen and there will be subtitles at the bottom.
Yep, the other one. That's the one. Here you go.
Okay, so, did you hear about the rose that grew from concrete by Tupac Shakur? Let me show you something.
That one, yeah. That's always. One more time.
For the video?
Oh, I'm not sure if that's gonna play. Here you go. You are. Up.
Sound. So, let's get into the services I offer. I offer a wide variety of public relations services. Everything from marketing, event planning, event coordinating, and even a day of coordinating. I even have a full staff that will help you with your visual content. But my specialty is community engagement. Community engagement, what is that, you ask? I'm glad you asked what that is. That is taking your business or organization and bringing your ideal customers, clients, and also donors to your doorstep. So, contact Roses from Concrete Public Relations at 239-288-9795. Again, 239-288-9795, and let's get growing. Okay, so that was my infomercial. The problem that my clients have is they don't know how to reach their ideal clients, so they come to me. So, and the problem I solve it for is small businesses, individuals, and also nonprofits. They're frustrated because they don't understand how to use the multiple different platforms for social media or also public engagement. The solution? We're the solution. How are we the solution? We create, maintain, and protect our clients' personal identity, and also we show them to the community and the light that they want to be shown in and bring them their ideal clients. What makes us different from our competitors? We're not a cookie cutter company. You can't come to me and you can't come to me and I give you guys the same service. It will be customized for each one of you. My ideal clients and who I serve and how I reach them, 50% are small businesses, 25% are individuals, and the other 25% are nonprofits. And how I reach them are corporate gatherings, advertisement, and my personal favorite, referrals. So this is Duke and Dane's Salted Caramel Whiskey, and he is actually one of my clients. and I'm doing an event for him in Davie, Florida. It's a Mojitos in the Sun, March 19th. So, my value and how it's delivered. First, we meet with our clients to discuss their overall idea and what they want done. I'm going to play a video to show you step 2 and step 3. So it's going to show me implementing what they want and also delivering it. This client wanted a fashion show for his event, so I'm implementing that, and I'm practicing with the models, and we executed it for the night of the event. That yelling is my excitement of the hard work that my staff has put in, and also working hand in hand with the client to deliver his overall vision. So, Christine, I love her to death. She was one of my first clients last year, and I'm happy to say that she is a retainer client for every event that she does. She owns Sip, Shop, and Socialize, which is located in Naples, Florida, and she specializes in bridal shows. So what it says, what a great experience. Truly enjoyed working with Sharika and her staff to help out my event. I'm looking forward to working with them again and again. Great work ethic, kind, and very helpful. Okay, so we all have competitors, right? My dad always told me, look at the biggest person in the yard. That's the only competition you have besides yourself. So who I look at priority marketing. Priority marketing has been here for 30 years. And that's one of my competitors, I feel. But what they miss is that component to helping our smaller companies, individual branding, and also our smaller nonprofits, which are my target clients. So, our business model, how do we make money? Right now, we're doing a lot of retainer clients, and I'm very proud of that. So that means I have a good service. It's with our nonprofits, and our small businesses. Who pays for that? Their account managers, the grant funding, and individuals. I know you're wondering, grant funding, how is that so? Doing marketing with nonprofits, they can write me in their budget, and I'm guaranteed a certain amount of funds to facilitate them quarterly, annually, or yearly. And how much? Each client has a different price point. So I would say regular photos, basic photos, no editing, no anything, starts at $150. My videos and commercials for a 45-second commercial, it starts at $450. And you're wondering why? We're just sitting and recording. It takes more than that. You have to think about the copy free write music, you have to think about the graphics, and you have to think about the time we put into editing. For every 2 hours we come out and film, that takes us 3 hours to edit. And where's everybody from? Local, out of state, and I have one international client.
You have 1 more minute.
Okay, so the market, so for me, the problem is when it comes to marketing, all the commercials I put out for my clients, are they measurable? Once I figure out how to show that the clients that are receiving the referrals, they're getting it from the commercials I put out and it's marketable, I'll be able to obtain that. So, go-to growth expectations. So right now, I'm looking to hopefully do 60K within my first year. This would be my first year. That's 30 retainer clients. I know you're looking at those two numbers like, how is that possible? For every client, if they only spend $2,000 for 1 year with me, that gives me my 60K. And for sales within 3 years, if I get 30 retainer businesses spending $7,000 a year, that gives me my 210K. Funding, we all need funding. Where would I get the funding? From revenue and also grants. What would I use the funding for? It would be in-house, for me to get a studio, to pay my staff, and also equipment. Example, I got one camera for $8,000. So equipment gets expensive when it comes to public relations. So the team, it's me, and I have a staff as well. I have 10 years experience in public relations, and I continue to go and go. And I also have a background in public health education.
Okay. Wrap it up, please.
This is my team. I have Mariana, which is my admin assistant, Jules, my lead concierge, Daniel, who is my lead filmmaker, and also Bianca, my digital marketing manager. My social impacts. I have been involved with Dress for Success for 10 years, And I am proud to say I am an official board member. And I'm also mentoring Jules, who is also my lead concierge, for her to be Miss African Roots Pageant 2023. And my social mission, I will play this video.
Is this running?
Let me play. It better play.
Beautiful plug.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
I am out here by way of my best sister, Rita Davis. We are digging, and they still don't have house. They still don't have running water. I make sure that my community is okay. I make sure that your community is okay because I am because of what you are.
That statement at the end, I am because of what you are, my social mission is the Ubuntu philosophy, which means just that. I am me because of you. So I pour into you, which means you're able to pour right back into me, and then we overflow to our community. Thank you.
Any questions, comments, and feedback, please?
I know I'm the last one, I know you guys are probably done with everything, but give me something.
Let me see, I did have a question, obviously, one of my questions was, do you have a team, but you already answered that, you do have a team. And then the other thing, I lost my train of thought there, because y'all were looking at me first.
Too much pressure,
Oh my
I
gosh.
understand.
No, that's it, that's all I have for you.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Please go ahead.
I think it was excellent, it flowed very well, and you spoke very well.
Yeah, always.
The other one feedback I had is I can tell that you practice and you actually rehearse this. And like she said, it flowed. And you did this in front of a camera or a mirror or in front of people.
I did it in front of my admin assistant this morning, actually.
So you telling me you only practiced this morning? Wow. So if you, yeah, wow. That was good.
Well, she's in public relations.
I was gonna say.
This is her field.
What she does.
Actually, her presentation
I've seen PR people
Yeah.
question why they're
Yeah.
PRs.
Has the domain expertise, which we mentioned in the very beginning. Doug, I think you had a question.
Yeah, I'll open it to the group to comment on that. I'm just not sure Roses for Concrete is the best name for you. I think you want to tie it more to what you do. A lot of people aren't familiar with that book or, whatever. So make it more what you do.
And to answer that, they may not be familiar with the author and the person, Tupac Shakur, that has to do with Roses from Concrete. But another way I explain why I chose that name is when you see roses that grow through concrete, you know they've gone through something and they've struggled to get to that sunlight.
I just have a question, really. How do you handle all the DIYers out there doing their own social media? Like, how would you say that? Obviously, you're a professional at it, so you're not a homemaker doing it, but it is sort of in a weird way part of your competition. So how do you differentiate yourself from the small business for that, saying, hey, gosh, I can't afford that, yet because that's what every small business will default to, and that's really a great market for you. How would you say, hey, gosh, this is why it's important you work with us?
So with my small businesses, let's say you are a restaurant, you're a new restaurant in town, and you're a taco stand. We have a lot of taco stands around here. But what's gonna make you stand out to your ideal clients? Is it gonna be your lunch special? Is it going to be your breakfast burritos? Or is it gonna be your dinner bowls? What we do is we highlight those details for you and we make them stand out. And not only do you get one video, you get something that you can use over and over and over and over again to bring in more potential clients.
Yeah, sold. Great.
All right, any other questions, comments, please? All right, great, thank you much. All right, so Okay. Excellent. So the next step, we are completed all the presentations. So what we're gonna do now is that I'd like to ask you all just to collect your thoughts and then put down additional notes, whatever you want for the particular presenter. And then in your own mind, somehow prioritize them. It would be, some kind of scoring based on, in the very first page you see a score. So between 0 and 1 or 0 and 10, it doesn't really matter. The scoring will say, okay, this was, I think, the best, then the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth. Even though they were all great, but we need to create some kind of ranking among them. So what we'd like to ask you to do that, and then also we'd like to ask you to make your notes so that we can then later give it all to them back. Okay, so they get that kind of written feedback as well. But right now the ranking would be, then we collect it from all of you, and then based on that one we will create, okay, who is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay? And then based on that one we'll be able to do our own scoring and award celebration. Nice music. That's good. Who did that? It's not intentional, but good. some of the general comments or general feedback that you think you'd like to give to all the entrepreneurs in the room. And so once we are done with that one, while Phyllis is still doing the scoring, I'd like to ask you, some of you who'd like to come up here and just give a general comment or feedback to all of them. Okay? Great. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. There you go. That's it.
Afraid if I give it to anybody,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No.
And that's gonna be sleeping on some other bed. That's for sure.
Here, honey, I brought this bag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of the members visiting classes as well. So yeah. Doing homework and all that. Yep.
Because I was in law enforcement and something like that. I have a history of it. And this was always like, better to do things. So now that I'm retired, well, retirement is I'm back to law capital. Now that I'm still, I took the easy way. This is the easiest way.
I just bought it at Sharika's place,
Now they
the
were
wellness pharmacy.
It's a hot
So it's a pharmacy.
I'll be doing this the rest of my life.
So funny,
I
I
have a
just,
night line.
Naomi and I were
Back it up. Pharmacy. It's a case.
we picked it up.
Yep. See that arrow?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and you didn't know about any of this, obviously. Wow.
No.
Wow.
No, I didn't want to keep talking because there was so much to pray about it. But
That's a great story. I love that story.
So, book my appointments.
I just wanted to tell you
Clients
that
per day and go on day or two.
an hour before coming here, I bought your product over at the pharmacy.
They did not know about who
She
we
didn't
present
have
here.
your comment.
They had no idea. So,
And I picked it up, and we thought, I was my business partner, and she's like, check this out. And I'm like, I didn't even know this was a thing. And I had the same thought of like, wow, where is this been? And we loved the packaging, thought the name was really fun. Natalie knew about it already from Shadrika and Peter. And so we bought it. We bought it. And then here you are. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's a small world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you were able to meet me up front.
I know. That's fantastic. Yeah.
You better get your picture with her right now. You might have to touch her.
get help, talk to you afterwards. You're ready.
Thank you.
You're ready. Especially you get smile more, you can get everybody.
Whether it's all I've been dreaming about, here or back to school.
I always love
Where's specifically in the Caribbean? I think
Trinidad.
never been to Trinidad.
Not yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet.
Yeah. The wife definitely wants to go. She wants to go to Jamaica, St. Lucia, Aruba, Trinidad, like all
She
those.
wants to go or she's
She
been
wants
there?
to go. Yeah.
Take her with you on that thing.
The cruise? Yeah. Well, Yeah.
Right now, they having all this carnival thing.
Yeah, I'm
It's very nice, but I really wanted to do it. We wanted to do it actually earlier, but see how they were coming along. Said, okay, let's just wait a little bit. So this was kind of the first time we found they have enough and it's good enough to start to present it. And then, but from now on, every 6 months we want to do this.
It's great.
It's the show.
Especially on the stage.
Yeah.
It helped to have the guy. It helps to have the guy.
Yeah, we wanted to do that. It's an easier, again, to compare, because if I just give you a piece of paper and then now how will we do this? So that's why we created the template format. We also provided templates for the undergrads so they can really follow that. They can, of course, they do their own thing, which some of them did more, some of them did less. But that way, again, they definitely don't kind of miss any of the main parts. So that was the idea. Can I just take those that you are done with already? Sure. And then so this can start.
So what I did here is I just want to put numbers with them, so what they told us to. We went into it. When he's done, would you bring me his? I'm gonna go put them on back. He's done. Okay, thanks for coming.
Read about it. Present it to me. They're just overall notes, right? I got it for you.
Just overall, yeah, that would be the idea. Just in general, your feelings, your feedback, your comments, also future use, basically. Wants to take a picture.
Every time I took a picture, she turned her head.
Yeah.
I think I got it twice.
Yeah.
She must be camera shy too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So while Doug is finishing it up, why don't we start that, okay? Because just, I don't want to go too much beyond 5 o'clock, just to be respectful of all your times. So if any one of you would like to come up and give some general feedback or general comments for the use of the entrepreneurs, I'd like to do that.
They're all looking at you.
All right, please.
Okay.
The first brave one.
Something that, my name is Steve Weathers. I'm the Director of Economic Development at the City of Fort Myers. I've been here since about October, so I'm new to the area. I'm not from here. I'm actually originally from San Diego, California, where I spent a lot of years. And so before economic development, something Phyllis and Peter and they don't know, is I spent about 20 years in the venture capital investment business, raising venture capital, helping entrepreneurs start companies, and I've run a couple of venture funds. So everybody did a great job, but a couple of things you could think about. And this is, you have a format you follow here. This is kind of a format I've had my investments follow. Is a 10-20-30 rule. 10-20-30. No more than 10 slides. No more than 20 minutes. Actually 10 for presentation, 10 for discussion with venture investors, and then actually a 30 font. So I know the first presentation had a lot of information. You don't want that. You want 4 or 5 bullets. You want it really big like this. Why? Because I don't want them reading this. I want them paying attention to what I'm selling. Okay? They're investing in people. Not so much product, a little bit, but it's really the people. Can you execute? So you need to convince them, I can deliver on this, okay? I can have a shitty product, but if I can really deliver it, people will buy it. I can have a great product, the best thing in the world, but if I can't deliver it, nobody can buy it, right? So that's kind of the think about that. Co-branding. A lot of companies are very successful through co-branding, okay? Somebody has a food product, somebody has a drink product. Hey, let's not compete because somebody's going to eat, somebody's going to drink. So I'm not sure how that would work here, but kind of think about that even with other companies. And the other thing you guys could all do here, because it sounds like you all know each other, is cross-collaboration, right? So if somebody does marketing and public speaking, we'll offer some free time to somebody to help that maybe needs help with public speaking. Somebody here does fitness, offer some free time there. And the idea, you each become each other's customers. So when I ask you for a customer list, here's my customers. And if you really want to say, well, my film costs $450, okay, well, what's fitness for $450 worth? How much time is that, right? So I'll give you so much time. Or security, how much is that worth for time? Try to do that, build your own customers with who you know in the room, okay? Edison Awards, do you guys know about the Edison Awards? Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Okay. So the city just extended that contract for 5 years. The city's going to put in a lot of money. The CRA is going to put in a lot of money. I suggest you all go to that simply because the people that are getting those awards, they're very successful entrepreneurs. Listen to them speak. Listen to what they present. They're probably going to talk about their failures, their successes, how they did this, how they got there. I have no good ideas. I steal from everybody else, and I'm blatant about it. If I put something up, all these things I put up here, they're great ideas. They came from this person, that person, this person. I give everybody credit, but I have no good ideas, okay? Nothing I've done is just me. It's always somebody else. The last thing, this is kind of technical. Some of you rehearsed, but you seem to have technical glitches. This is not a shot at anybody, but you really don't want that. You want to come in here the day before, the morning of. This is a show. You're presenting a play. You're telling a story. You want to run through this presentation with no audience 3, 4, 5 times, have no technical glitches. You don't want to have that happen. Somebody had a blank screen up here, right? No photos or something, I think it was. You don't want to have that. You just want this thing to just go smooth, smooth, right? So get in here and rehearse this 3 and 4 times. He should hold you to the time because some of you seem surprised. You should know when I get to this slide, I've got 1 minute. He shouldn't have to tell me, right? The other thing that I do if I'm having somebody present, I usually have somebody in the back room, and I think he kind of did it. They'll sit right over there, and when they stand up, nobody's looking at that person. You know you have 1 minute, right? Other times what somebody will do is they'll be down front here, and they'll just have a card, and they'll just do it like that, and it'll say 1 minute. So those are just technical presentation things, okay? But I think everybody did a great job. I think you guys can improve and just keep working on it, okay? So congratulations, good job.
Very nice, thank you. And yeah, I didn't know about your background, but that's fantastic. We will use you from now on. We will definitely use you quite a bit. So thank you for letting us know that, and that's really appreciate all the feedback that you provided. Yes.
Question for
No, the judges wanted to.
is that what you still?
Yeah.
You still have contacts with the VC firms?
I have had contact. I don't know. I think I've been out of it for so long. But the way if you want to work with
someone that'll do like a, PPM relationship.
Well, I mean, my question here is, I don't even know if there's any angel funds around here.
There is one.
Yeah.
There is one.
Yeah. So usually I work with angel funds, early stage venture funds, late stage venture funds. But you can actually do a Google search and figure out if you have a business, what fund fits. They can come out of Chicago, but they're looking for your kind of business, maybe not his kind of business, right?
Secondaries also.
I'm sorry, but we need to go on.
Yeah.
You can have that conversation after. So who else would like to have some comments or feedback to the entrepreneurs?
Joy, I would like to hear from you.
For me?
Yes.
Oh,
Some
man.
feedback on the
Like
financial
All
side.
right.
Not here, financial side. Sorry.
Okay. So the entrepreneur is calling on you out.
better say
Okay,
only
here you
good
go.
things.
So
Where do
that's
I
it.
start?
Yeah, go for it.
So first and foremost, congratulations. Obviously, it's not easy to do something like this, especially to start a business, put a plan together, then try to present it for the audience or your customers to even understand your purpose or your mission statement. So first and foremost, I'll always tell you guys to start with your mission statement, because your mission statement should drive the purpose of your business and why you're doing the business. And I think on most of the presentations, it was towards the end. So I will always lead with that first, because that sets the foundation. Just tidbits, because I might be picky, but I'm just being honest with you guys, because they do it to me. Your presentations, always review your presentations before you send it. There was a lot of grammar that I saw in the presentations that needed to be corrected. Font sizes were all over the place. Colors were different in the PowerPoints as well. So that's key being a business owner, right? Your presentation should reflect you as the business owner. And if you're strategic with that, then it should be clean and flawless across the board, because if I come to your business, I want that type of service on the presentation. So that's a representation of you. What else should I tell you guys? Funding is always key for investors, right? We want to know how much is it going to cost for you to get your business up and running. I know some of you are at like different points, 6 months or even been here a year, but you're all on the same platform in the same stage. So being a panelist, I'm not looking to see if you're just starting in the program 6 months. We're all on the same page. So each one of your presentations should have had somewhat of the same criteria material, which it did, but you could tell who's been doing it for some time and who's not. But more importantly, you guys did pretty good, even for you that it was your first time or even being nervous. To be nervous, I would say you guys did well. Just continue to sell yourself more and ask yourself this: did I answer a question that a potential business prospect would want to know if they came into my business? And I think I asked one of you guys a question like, what's 1 or 2 things you want me to walk away with from your business? That's a question that should be answered throughout your presentation. But again, you guys did phenomenal. If you want more information, if you need more help, let me know. I can connect you guys to some of our partners at the credit union to kind of give you guys some more financial literacy with businesses, and even connect you guys with some of our small business officers that do business loans under $50,000 or less. But if you guys are trying to get more, we have those contacts. So we're in a room with a lot of people, so use the connections. And I'm here to be a resource and help you guys as well. But congratulations, I see a hand going up. Yes, sir.
What credit union are you at?
Oh man, that's a great question. There's only one that you should know. That's how I am. Some Coast Credit Union.
Oh, I need to talk to you.
Well, we might talk, but yeah, I think you guys did phenomenal. So give yourselves a round of applause. But again, practice it, get comfortable, because being on stage is not easy, and especially public speaking is not for, it's not for everybody, all right? And know that your business is special, because if it wasn't special, you wouldn't have thought about creating it. So have that as you're doing it, have that passion as well. So was that good?
Great.
The information you just spoke about, I have it all on my capability statement. That's why I passed that out to all of you before. Is that appropriate to do, or is it not?
So
Since it's so much information.
I would say your flyer is appropriate.
It's not a flyer, it's a capability statement.
So you're asking me for my feedback, and I'm giving it to you raw and red meat. So if this is your capability statement,
Yes, sir.
this to me looks like a flyer that's too busy.
Yeah.
When I look at it, I'm trying to figure out, where do you want me to go? Where should my eyes go when I first look at this? I have no clue.
It's simple, that's how the federal government wants it. You have to go from left to
So I'm
right.
gonna stop you right there. You said the federal government.
Yes.
Whose business is this?
It's my
Yours
business.
or the federal
It's
government?
mine, but I cannot submit it to them any other way. They have their guidelines and they would refuse it.
So again, I'm answering you direct with cold hard feedback. You asked me about this, and I'm telling you it's too busy for your audience. Your audience is not the federal government.
Okay.
So I would break this down to your audience so it's easier to read for them. Even with some of these numbers and some of the acronyms, I don't know what they mean. So know your audience when you're coming to present is what I would tell you, but just a little too busy for my liking. Some people might say this is good, but me, I think it's a little too busy.
She can make two. That's
Yep.
for the federal government, and then one for your.
I do.
Yeah.
I have several that I just brought.
Well, no, absolutely, but again, know your audience and who you're delivering the document to.
Okay, excellent, thank you much.
Might be a little repeat, a little bit, but. All right, well, thank you. My name is Rami, and I'm from Gingrass Global, and we're originally out of Detroit. Moving down here to Fort Myers to open a second location. We work with Collaboratory, and we are opening up an investment fund for entrepreneurs here. So give us a minute, we don't have money in it yet. We will have venture capital type funds for entrepreneurs. A couple quick feedbacks. We back office funds, we've been doing this for 35 years. We see about 1,000 presentations a year. So couple quick things. The customer. If you have a lot of customers, you know where to get them, how to get them, you may not ever need investment that you gotta pay back. So customer. Who are they? Exactly who are they? Where are they? How much does it cost to go get them? Where do they live? How are you gonna hunt them down? Are you gonna do it? Is the team gonna do it? We are always about the customer. The second, so anything about the customer that's clear and demonstrates to us that you know who they are. We don't have to know who they are, but if we feel confident that you know who they are and where you're gonna go get them, that checks the box for us and we're open to exploring more. The second thing, I think you might have said this, is about the founder story. It doesn't hurt to throw in a little bit of a story of a success that you've done in the past. We have a saying around our firm, when a lot of all the other funds and investors that we work with around the world, is that a good founder or a good founder team can make money with a pet rock and has made money with a pet rock. You can take a brilliant idea and a founding team that's not together or can't execute, and nobody wants to take a look at it. So there's a reason why some of the best and brilliant ideas lay low and never get launched. It takes a perseverant, passionate entrepreneur that's not going to give up at mile 25, right? Because you're going to get beat down, and we know this. We've been on this journey a lot. So we're looking for those that have some real staying power and may have already had some battles. That's a good thing. Some scars there, so because they know what they're getting into. So it doesn't hurt to throw a little story in there of something you've overcome, so that we can see that there's some persistence and perseverance there. And then I echo this stuff about the timing. No one should ever be caught. It's 8 minutes, 7 minutes. No one should ever be caught there. You will have opportunities to pitch 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You better be able to self-discipline yourself. If you can't discipline yourself within the time frame, it's sends a message to all of your potential supporters that you can't stay disciplined in the rules of the game. It's all presenting. Work on, if you're nervous to get up and present, work on it, work on it, work on it, work on it, because the moment you step into business, you are on stage. It's not just right here, you are always on stage. So practice being on stage with a mental state. That would be my advice, but overall, I was really impressed at the level of the presentations, and I just want to say, please be encouraged and please keep going.
All right. All right, so we have the scoring, so I'd like to ask Phyllis to come up here and make some announcements.
I think that's all I need. I probably do. You know, it's been a long day, right? Thank you all again. I am so excited, and I just want to thank each and every one of you all judges. I would not have wanted to be sitting in your seats this afternoon, especially having to work with these wonderful entrepreneurs every day. I tell you, I am so excited right now. Peter, it came true. Our very first showcase, and I'm just so excited until I'm holding it back, because some said we wouldn't get here, and 1 year we are here. Before I give out first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place, I wanted to acknowledge why we are able to give a monetary awards today. I want to thank, special thanks to the Macmillan Foundation, Shirley Mathis Cleaning Services, and First Citizens Bank for donating the funds that we will be sharing with each of you. You will be getting exactly what we got in, distributed among 5 people. I had to donate. I didn't want anybody to think that. So, without further ado, our 5th place winner, and she will be able to open the envelope to tell you the amount that she gets, Miss Joanne Joseph. Joanne scored 300 points. And if you would open the envelope and share your reward, I would appreciate it. All right. While Joanne is doing that, our 4th place is Covered Security. Received 330 points.
I received $200.
Appreciate it. Our 3rd place winner, Al's Divine Fitness. Al received 453 points. And you can share your amount.
250.
And then on 2nd place, Roses from Concrete. Roses from Concrete received 495 points.
$250.
$300.
Thank you. Wow. Ms. Shanisha Troutman, would you please join us? Cleavage received 525 points.
Wow.
We would like to thank all of our entrepreneurs that's here with us today. They are working very, very hard. We're looking forward to seeing them selected for the showcase. When we talked about doing the showcase, Peter and I were just kind of throwing things around because sometimes we're on the same page and sometimes we're not. Did he put me in line? But we were talking about the entrepreneurs, and it's very hard not to just look at everyone and just say thank you, because the commitment is there, the dedication is there. Those that have not participated and met the criteria, and I'm going to say this because they know I say what I mean and I mean what I say, they will not be in a showcase. However, we want to continue to help them grow. So, there is an opportunity for every entrepreneur that's registered at the incubator program to be in a showcase. This was our pilot group, and we are so very, very, very proud of all of you. Thank you all again for coming. Mr. Legge, my boss, I really appreciate you being here. Steve, Doug, Karen, Troy, Monique, Doctor, everyone, thank you. But before we go, wait, before we go, there's a special surprise. Ronnie?
Yep.
You guys come up, please.
Yeah, my business partner Natalie has something special to present. She's been back there. We've been thinking about, we have another award.
Thank you. Everyone did a great job, and on behalf of Gingrass Global, we would like to present an extra $100 award to one of you. And as Rami had stated, it's all about the customer, all about knowing your customer and driving down to really that unique piece of your customer. And we would like to award this $100, which I'll get in a second, to you for concrete services for understanding your customer at a level that is very unique. So congratulations.
And we're so glad they're in Fort Myers now, too. All right, we have another special award. Mr. McKinley, would you like to come up and share what you're going to do for some of our entrepreneurs?
That's just Mr. Bell's.
And Mr. Ballard, thank you, thank you. You know what, you can stand or sit right there. We can hear you if you just want to stand right there.
That's fine. Actually, Mr. Bell just gave me a great idea when he said, Kelly, since you have a newspaper, you should do something to help everyone get started. I get kind of emotional because I know what it is to start a business. I know what it is to start a business from scratch. And I work for, I don't want to tell you what I work for, but I work for some guys whose name begin in vowel sounds. So I've been the full game. I bet Bernie Madoff. I've been on the Enron. You know, they short Enron and other stuff. That's a whole other story. But I've been on the full gamut. You know, from the street to the business world. Santiago Brothers, Amigo Brothers, Pedro San Pedro, Willie Falcone. I know all those guys. And my gift to you guys is starting out. I want to give each of you a half-paid as my newspaper. There's no charges to get started.
All right.
That was his idea.
No, I really enjoyed the meeting today. I see a lot of new faces. And I helped a lot of young people get wealthy. Because I had to get wealthy first. And then I helped them. And I was find out that this other paper I read about closing up Weaver's, not Weaver's, Millbrook. He closing the paper out. And so I talked to him, he told me that he do paper, so he already don't start. So I said, man, all these people's here, they need a little appetizer. So I told him to talk to you.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Excellent. Thank you again.
Thank you all for coming. We are adjourned. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I'm talking about the feedback.
No, in the video. I don't want to be that puffy. Be in everybody's video.
It's a
know the slogan, got milk? Got cleavage?
Exactly. Let me bring it on the back.
You know, but I want like 3-4 days. That could get got a good card. Good support system.
There you go. Thank you for supporting. There you go.
What needs to be put in there, stuff like that. You know where you go. Right, that's what I know. You gotta get
You must know Zig, right? I've seen him several times.
I'm saying that's the kind of information you break with me. Grace? What's up? So give me 3 to 4 days, because you know I'm trying to get everybody paid. Okay.
So I got both.
Oh, God, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You've been working, I guess,
I'm registering all of them as city vendors at the reverse trade show coming up. So we'll have them for the next step. I want to get them that certified in order to use this. Yes, we got to work together. Thank you.
It's amazing, man. Get some equipment. Just keep on leveling up. Pleasure, man. I was going to ask you if you had a business card, man. Thank you. Amazing. Oh, yeah. So, I run a little financial planning practice. I partner with Northwestern Mutual, and I help professionals work with anybody who's looking to just kind of get off the treadmill of life to well, I can't, make any official statements, but, so I'll definitely be coming back here. I'll definitely be coming back here after this last week. Right. Well, I don't know if I'll qualify for the free advertising, but McKinley, I appreciate Just email me, I'll connect you with her that way. Thank you so much.
Even though you don't have your phone in the car.
Oh, you're way at the other branch. Are you at that branch already?
Yeah, my office is at Riverdale, yes.
So in case I forget or anything, I'll come see you. I like dealing with letters instead of emailing. I'm always just left work, just throw on a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's
My
fine.
shop is in the back.
Okay. All right, man. No problem.
Yeah.
That's right. That's like great. Well, we'll set up a time. She's wheels up next Tuesday, but back on the later in the month. Great meeting you.
Someone got to set up shop?
Yeah, very excited.
Take care. Okay.
All right, so that's okay.
Biggest challenge will be if they come to me and they say, I ask them, what's your strength? Oh, it's about mine.
Thank you. Yes, you know what, I opened our store. I'm telling you, this is out
I'm really shocked, but I can see why they have it. And we're gonna set it up. The first one's always hard to get set up. Thank you.
You have a car?
I might have given them all up, but I'm gonna give them all. Yes, sir. Yeah, I just gave them all. I'm gonna grab them. Hold back 1 second.
Yes, thank you.
You good? Tell your bosses. Okay. He's still here or he's gone? He's gone? He's gone? Tell him I said hi. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I got one from over there. Yeah, but yeah. I know. Yeah. I ain't from my left and my right eye.
Yo, it's tough to 60 people come in with great See where they take this thing. Then we'll talk about what we want for capital or what we need. But yeah,
Okay, guys, I just wanted to leave. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
That's a great shot. Let me get
Yeah, but this is different. Because you'll sell that.
So you want to really see the problem.
Ever make it through that?
You're such a technician. You know what's going on.
Some of the technical I'm paid.
Yeah.
I have every morning because I have
Think about telling a story. Who's the hero? Who's the villain? You put everything in a story form. There's some good books about storytelling. See if you can get it in there. That's your sort of path.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it. Thank you, sweetie. Okay.
I was glad to see you again.
Not in that cold, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is my new
Yes. Yes, thank you. Oh,
Thank you, and thank you for staying. Thank you. And this man, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, he was an amazing person, amazing. We just got to start doing things. Yeah, because this is his business. That's the next thing.